Guys, welcome back. It is Racer X, and today I want to put together a little video, a little bit different kind of video. Some of you guys have been asking for it, but you know what? Today we'll go ahead and we'll get it done. I've got the brand new, at least brand new for me, it is the Subaru WRX STI. As many of you know, that is my new daily driver. It is a darty little sucker, and I am loving driving that little car. It is a 6-speed manual car, and of course I've got Mrs. X's car back here behind me, and as you can imagine, we're going to go ahead and match these two things up. So on my last video, I actually pitted the Hellcat, which, as you guys know, it is a mid 9-second monster, up against the STI 0 to 60. And even with the Hellcat's problems trying to grab the road, it was still just so powerful. The STI really was no match. We're still talking about a bruiser in the 392 in the wife's car. That car is pretty darn fast, and we're going to do roll racing today versus the STI. We'll see who comes out on top, and we'll see how it goes. So guys, also, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down here in the corner, and we are off. We got the 1,000 horsepower helmet. Okay, so let's talk about how these two cars match up. Well, they actually really couldn't be any different. You know, this is actually not a very big car in the STI. You're talking about a 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder, horizontally opposed motor that has a turbo on it. Car weighs about 3,450 pounds, we'll say. And it is a darty little sucker. A lot of technology built in, all-wheel drive, an absolute blast to drive. On the other hand, we have Mrs. X's car. Now, this is the 2019 Challenger Scatpack with the shaker package. Now, we're talking about a naturally aspirated motor, but 6.4 liters of Hemi, and this thing has a bunch of torque. We're talking 485 horsepower with 475 pound-feet of torque. And this thing is a pretty darn quick car. We're going to be running just the street tires, but we are roll racing, so I don't suspect it's going to be an issue really for either car. You would think the turbo car would maybe have the advantage actually when coming to roll racing. However, you're talking about a deficit of what, like 175 horsepower? Quite a bit, even though that the STI is about 800 pounds lighter. So of course you have an automatic in the Scat Pack as well, and that probably will be a bit of an advantage. Pretty used to manual cars. I'll be shifting my butt off in these things, in this thing I should say, trying to keep up with Mrs. X, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a roll race. We'll probably start out about 60 miles an hour, and you know what, we'll see who's quicker. Should be interesting. So one quick item of note here, guys. The Scat Pack actually has the same width tires as the STI. As we know, the STI is all-wheel drive, so it doesn't really matter. But on a 245, of course, on the Scat Pack that has 175 more horsepower and it's rear-wheel drive, if this were a 0 to 60 test, it would be really, really interesting, this thing trying to grab traction. But as it is, we're roll racing today, so something to think about. Okay guys, so actually before we even raced, I thought I would let Mrs. X drive the STI because she doesn't have a lot of experience with the STI. She doesn't really know what to expect from it. So very first thing, we'll let her drive it and see how she likes it, give us her thoughts on whether she thinks she can really beat this car. Okay, so how long has it been since you drove a manual car?
2001.
Really?
Yes.
So like 19 years?
Yeah.
And you just jump right in it and go?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she's just driving this thing back here like a pro, like she just was driving a manual yesterday. That's funny. Okay, second gear pull, go ahead. Nice. Man, rolling them gears.
Is that bad?
No, it's good.
Oh.
Getting down, getting at 7,000 RPM. Nice work. What do you think?
That was fun.
That was fun?
It's been a while since I drove manual.
Yeah.
And I never really got to go fast because it was a truck. So.
Well, yeah, this is a completely different feel than a truck, but you just jumped right in it and go, so that's pretty awesome. Well, so what do you think? Compare this to your car. What do you think? What do you think it will do?
I'll swallow it alive.
You think you're going to swallow this car alive, huh? It's me driving. Remember?
You're a pretty good driver, but you still have to switch gears.
I do have to switch gears. You're right, but only a couple of them on a roll race, though. Not too many. So anyway, it should be fun. It should be a fun test. You've actually really impressed me with your driving skills, seeing as how you haven't driven a manual in 20 freaking years, and she just jumps right in it and just balls to the wall as usual. It's just
This is fun.
It is a fun car, isn't it? See?
I like it.
It may not be as fast as the Hellcat, or the Scatpack, most likely, but it is still a lot of fun to drive this little car because it's just small, it's compact, but it feels just like a little rocket for being as big as it is.
Yeah.
So, well, the wife likes the car. She seems to think she's going to eat it up. So I want to sort of set the stage here. Obviously, we know that this car already has way less horsepower than the Scatpack. It does have the benefit of a turbo, but then it has the manual piece of it that you have to overcome as well. Truth be told, my wife is probably going to absolutely drag me on this, and I have to give her a lot of credit because, you know, she really didn't know that much about drag racing not that long ago. And as I got her into it, and she's been driving the Scatpack and kind of getting into everything, she has just gone full force into it, and she has become quite the little drag racer, and she can roll race too. I've taught her exactly what to do, what RPM to be at. Every secret that I know, she knows. And so she is going to be a very formidable opponent. Chances are I'm not going to be able to jump her. So this is going to be a really, really tough deal for me. But I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. But I will say I got to give her a lot of credit as well, because she hasn't driven a manual car in almost 20 years. And she literally hopped in this car and was just rolling through the gears like she had been driving a manual car every day for the last 20 years. So that's pretty impressive to me, because even when I got in it, it took me just a second to get used to the clutch and the feel of this car. She just jumped right in and went for it. So I continue to be impressed with my wife, and now she's going to probably put the smack on me, but that's why we run the races. I have to admit, Mrs. X's car behind me, thing is pretty darn menacing looking. That shaker just looks really, really menacing from from right here. I have to say, I mean, her car is pretty darn fast. That Scatpack is not a slow car. I don't give this thing much of a shot against it. I mean, she has beat down a lot of people in that car, and I fully expect I'm gonna be the next one in this. But it'll be fun to kind of run it. I did move the camera so you guys could see right out this window. In the odd event that I do manage to start beating her just a little bit, you guys will be able to see it. So we'll go ahead and we'll give it a run. Okay, guys. We're gonna do a 50 roll here. You ready? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Oh, she is walking me. She walked me pretty bad. All right, well, we'll try it again. That was a third gear punch in this car, and I actually jumped her a little bit, and she just cruised on by me. So we'll try it again. Third gear punch from 50. Here we go. I'm gonna jump her this time, guys. Here we go. Okay, no. She's letting me, she's playing with me, look. Oh, she is gone. Oh, she walked me pretty good on that. Yeah, she's got me by quite a bit, guys. This car is, it was a good shot, but boy, right out of the hole, she's got it. And car just doesn't have the power to go with her in a straight line. She just walked right off on me. Then she slowed down to make it worse, got next to me, and then took off on me again, which is just wrong. What do you do? Okay.
Okay.
So what happened?
I beat you.
Yeah. Were you messing with me?
Yeah.
Why were you messing with me? You think that's funny?
Well, I thought at first that you had missed a gear.
I didn't miss a gear.
I know.
So you literally slowed down just to get next to me and speed back off again. Well, that was nice.
I was just seeing if it worked.
Yeah, it obviously worked, didn't it?
You do that to me in the Hellcat.
Well, yeah. I mean, so obviously, as we noticed, like your car is still way faster.
Yeah.
This thing is fast. Like it is
That's
no
fast
joke
for
fast.
it, yes.
For what it is fast. But like it's just not a match for your car.
You can race Star.
Like it? Okay, no, no. But I will say this thing is still really quick. But that thing just, I mean, for a naturally aspirated motor, I mean, it's just such a moose. I mean, the thing is just really fast. So anyway, but you spanked me just as I suspected you would.
Yeah.
Don't make me get out the beast.
No, yeah.
It's sitting right here.
Now you're different.
I feel like I need to redeem myself. What do you think? You want to run against that?
No, if you're in the black key, maybe. And I'm in Rob's car.
Oh, Rob's car kills me in black keys. So, all right. Well, good job. You won again. You're still undefeated. Well, no, you lost to the 1320 by a bumper. That's like the only loss you've ever had. So you're doing pretty darn good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, as you saw and as I suspected, the wife pretty much kicked me in the rear end in the STI. The car just is not a match in a straight line. Now, if we were on a road course,
You would beat me.
completely different story. But in a straight line, the Scatpack all day, it just has way too much power. It is just much faster. And you see it in the trap speeds. This car traps at like 116 miles an hour. She's trapped. That car maybe, I don't know, 102, 103 is what I've seen. So anyway, guys, it's not quite a matchup, but it was still fun. We got to try it out. I know you guys were asking for it, so we did. And like I said, the wife is already, she's hard enough to beat as it is. So we'll, maybe when we get some more mods done to that car, we'll try it again. But for now, we know who the winner is. So anyway, guys, it was fun. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. So got anything else to say?
Not really.
That's it. Just beat my husband up and then just...
That's it. That's all.
All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Racer X.